Hi, welcome to the third episode of Bookshelf Games. John couldn't be here this week because he's deep in the world of Warcraft. Please send your hate mail to contact@bookshelfgames.com and I'll make sure he gets it. Since John isn't here, we had to enlist a little help. What's your name?
Mira.
And how old are you?
5.
That's right. And what game are we playing tonight?
Horse game.
Yep, that's right. Today we're going over one of Mira's favorite games, Royal Turf. It's meant for older kids, but she seems to get the hang of it pretty well. Okay, here are the components of the game. We'll be using the Alia version, which is, I believe, the second incarnation of this game. Another version called Winner's Circle recently came out, but this is the one I have, so this one we'll use. What you get with this game is one board, a bunch of cards that are going to say the different speeds of each horse, as well as money. It comes in increments of 100, 50, and 500. It also comes with these really nice horse miniatures. Mira, how many horses are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7? That's right. Yeah, they've got 7 horses. Comes with a die that has both the horse head on it, the horseshoe, and the saddle. What you're going to roll is to determine how far each horse moves. You also have 5 players. That's denoted by the player marker and the different bets. During the game, you're going to bet on the horses, and you can either bet 1 or 2, or also 0 if you're playing with a certain variant. Okay, so we'll start by setting up the board. The first thing you do is take this special $100 marker and place it here where you have the double whips. Explain that a little bit later in the game. Next, each person picks a color. Mira, what color do you want to be?
Blue.
Okay. So we'll give Mira the blue player marker and the 2 1-betting chips and the 2. We'll leave the 0 out because we're not going to go into the variant this game. Okay, next we'll set up the horses on the track. You do this by pulling the speed cards and placing them down as they come up. Mira, go ahead and pull the first one. What color is it?
Black.
Okay, so that means you take the black horse and you put it on the 33. Can you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great. Okay, now you pull the second card to determine the next horse to go in the next space. What do you got there?
Orange.
Close enough, that's a red. Well, okay, go ahead and put the red horse on 32, right behind the black one. Yep, there you go. And then you keep pulling and placing horses until you get a double like this, another red. So you just simply discard that. Also, while she was pulling the cards, she was supposed to have taken these speed cards and put them up here by the horses. And this will determine during the game how fast the horse can go. So we'll go ahead and finish setting up the board. Okay, so now that we have the horses set up as they're randomly drawn, we're ready to place our betting markers. If we take a quick look at the different cards, you'll see the horses have different skills. Up here on the horse's head, the black horse is actually really good there. She has a 7. So if we were to roll the dice and it lands on the horse's head, that means this horse can move forward 7 spaces. That's pretty quick. And on this dice, 3 of the sides have the horse head, so that's very likely. However, that's not the best example. Other horses, you can come down and see that they'll have an 8 on one of the less random ones, and also 6 on the horse head. So it might be a good idea to bet on this, because if it lands there, they can really get a fast speed boost. Okay, so at this stage of the game, we bet on the horses. We look at the different stats, as I said, and try and decide which horse we think is going to be able to win first. Mira, go ahead and bet on one of the horses. Okay, on the black one, safe and sure. I think I will bet on the brown. He's got pretty good overall stats. Go ahead, Mira, bet on another one.
Okay.
Okay, and I will bet on this one. Go ahead, Mira. Okay, and I'll use my second 2 right here. Now, the difference between these markers, as I might have mentioned, is during the payout, whichever horse comes in a certain place, the payout will be determined by this number. For example, if the black horse were to come into first place, Mira has 1 bet on it. So, since that's the only bet there, we look under the 1 bet track on the marker, and then to first place, which would be 500. So she'd get $500 just for coming in first. And if we were to have, say, 2 bets on here, then we move down to the next spot where it has 2 bet markers. then it would only be 350. So the more people that have bet on one horse are going to be trying to get the horse to move faster. So it's not going to pay out nearly as much. Another interesting thing to note on the board is this 100 marker that we put on the double whips here. This is to determine the pace horse. Whichever horse crosses this part first, he will pay out an extra 100 at the end of the round. So, again, if the black horse were coming first with only one bet marker on him, he would get the 500 for being first with one bet marker plus the extra 100, which would bring the total to 600. Okay, so now what we do is we take turns rolling the die and moving one horse. You get to move one horse per round, and you can't move it again until all the other horses have moved. So, Mira, go ahead. Roll the die and move a horse. Okay. Mira got the horse head. Again, there's a 50% chance that's going to come up. So go ahead and move. Which horse would you like to move?
Black.
Okay, well, let's take a quick look at the black card. Black card in the horse head again has 7. So go ahead and move that horse 7 spaces.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There you go. Okay, yep. So now since she moved that horse, it can't move again until all the other horses move. So we'll just push that up a little bit to note that. Now it's my turn. I'll take the die, roll it. This time I got the jockey's cap. So I want to look at the horses that I bet on and see which one has a fast movement. I might also want to look at what horses Mira bet on and make that horse move a small amount so it won't be able to move a large amount when she rolls. But I won't do that to her this time. I'll move my red one. It can go 6. That's not too bad. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now also, if a horse were to move, when it moves forward, it needs to land in an empty space. So if this horse were to move forward and end on the same space as red, it would automatically have to go back to 4. It does not go forward, it goes back 1. Also, if a horse is rolled and it needed to move, for example, let's say this one could move 3 spaces, even though it has all these other horses in front of it, since there's a horse there, it would have to go back to the next space. Since there's a horse there, it would need to go back to the next space. Since there's a horse there, it would have to go back to the original space it started. It did not move. This still counts, though, as this horse moving this turn, and it will get moved up and noted as such. Okay, so now we're at the end of the first race. Mira's going to go ahead and roll the die, see if she can get one of the horses she bet on to cross first. Go ahead, Mira. Okay, you rolled a horse head, so go ahead and pick a horse to move.
Black.
Okay, go ahead and move it 7 spaces.
Okay.
1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay, great. Since it passed the finish line, that means it's done. You get to move it over here to the first place. Go ahead and roll my die. And I get the jockey cap. Is that enough to get any of my guys across? Yep. Yes, I can get this guy across. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that moves him over to 2. Now we'll go ahead and skip the rest. For this example, we're going to say that the black horse crossed here first. So when we get to the payouts, since there's only one betting marker on the black horse, and he has the 100 pace horse, Mira gets a payout of 600. Since I'm in the second spot, only one betting counter, you get a 350. So at this point, Mira's winning. And what we would do now is make all the other horses finish, see which one came in third. Also, whichever horse crosses last is minus 100. So anyone that bet on that horse has to pay back 100 per bet. Once one round is complete, you take all your bet markers back, reset the horses up to the top, and then you're going to draw new speed cards, so the round is different. And again, you just pull them off the top, place them, and as you pull them, you put them where they're supposed to go. You're supposed to play this game 3 rounds. On the 3rd round, all bets are doubled. It's kind of a catch-up. But we usually only play once, because it lasts about 20 minutes, half an hour for one game, and that's kind of good enough. Okay, so that's it for this game. Nice, quick, simple game. Royal Turf again. It's called Winner's Circle nowadays, much easier copy to find. This is a German edition from Alia. It's a great game, good for little kids. For some reason they printed on here it's for 10 and up. And that's just not right. That's kind of the same as that, hey, that's my fish, where they're saying you need to be 10, and it's way off. Again, how do you like it, Mira?
I like it.
Okay, great. Want to play again? Okay, well, let's go ahead and play, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I got important business, dude. My guild's raiding Black Rock Mountains.